the Kellie Kitchen, where we're going to have some food, some health, and some fun. Literally, the most stressful part of my day is knowing if my computer and my technology is going to actually cooperate. And I'm not kidding you. I got my whole setup in like 3 minutes ago. Like, finally, my computer almost crashed. So I'm so happy that everybody's here. I'm just gonna adjust this just a teensy bit so you guys can see the YouTube can see. Hi, Marie. Hi, Marilee. We have some super fun, easy things to make tonight. We are going to make some cauliflower leek soup. It's an easy puree, but it's like perfect for this cold weather. And we're also going to make some ham and egg cups, which are great for batch cooking. So here's the funny thing. For the next 6 weeks, I don't have anybody to cook for really on Monday nights. Maybe like the next couple weeks, because Piper's in a play and Peter has a chorus. So I think I'm going to just start doing some batch cooking stuff. And, you know, I'm obviously cooking for myself. But so we're going to do the soup. We're going to do the ham and egg cups, which are super easy. And those will be for like breakfast on the run or whatever. And hi, Julie. And then the last thing that we're going to make is we're going to make some pepperoni pizza chaffles. Again, another thing that you can make them ahead and then just keep them in the fridge, pop them in either the microwave or a toaster. So I'm going to get started on my soup. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of butter instead of olive oil for this. You can use olive oil too. I just like the richness of the butter. And I've actually already started chopping my leeks. I was gonna show you them all put together like this, but this is the part that it's too tough to do anything with, and I always get sort of irritated that I actually have to buy this and then I have to cut it off and I don't even use it. But anyway, so you cut this part off and you cut the edge off here, but this is still got some sort of like yucky, gritty sort of stuff in there. So basically what you want to do is you cut it in half lengthwise like this, and then you can kind of see, and we're going to wash just in between this so we can get all the grit stuff out of here. I don't know if, I think when I started using leeks, I always felt like they were a little intimidating, but they are just in the onion family. Nothing to be intimidated by. So our butter is melting. I'm going to turn up that heat. I already chopped 2 of the leeks. We're going to do 3 leeks, 4 cups of cauliflower, and it's super simple with some broth and some a little bit like a splash of cream. And we'll use a tiny bit of xanthan gum just to give it a little bit of thickness. And you don't even actually need the xanthan gum because the cauliflower we're gonna puree that, and that'll make it a nice thick sort of yummy hearty soup. You could certainly make this vegan by doing olive oil instead of butter, and you can use vegetable stock instead of chicken stock. But I just I like the flavors that this brings, and I'm not necessarily looking to be vegetarian, so we're gonna crank this baby up to get these things going. We have a lot to cover. Actually, not too much to cover, but we're gonna get the leeks sauteing. I'm gonna cut this last one. I don't know if you could tell, but last week when I was doing the show, I was literally running on fumes. We had the fire, and we were up by like, I don't know, 2:30 in the morning. And I was dragging. So as soon as I turned the camera off, I literally went and vegetated on the couch. And I think I went to bed at like 8:30 that night. So I definitely have way more energy today. And I think we are in the clear on the fires. It certainly has cooled down. I just want to give a massive shout out to our firemen. They just they just rock it. We're so lucky to have them, to know that we are in good hands and taken care of. And I know a few firefighters that are family friends, and we're just so incredibly thankful for everything that they do. It's just amazing. Pear leeks are coated in the butter. They're starting to saute a little bit. We all know how I despise chopping cauliflower, but this recipe calls for 4 cups of cauliflower chopped, and I don't need it to be in florets, so I can kind of get a little bit more liberal with the way I'm chopping it. And this might actually be enough, maybe not. We need 4 cups. You don't need to be super exact on this, because all of the flavors really, they're very forgiving. If you use, like this batch of leeks came with 4 leeks, but the recipe only calls for 3. I opted not to use the 4th leek just because I'm going to use it for something else. I'm going to toss in my cauliflower. You guys, I got the cutest little pepperonis for our pepperoni pizza chaffles. I'm going to show you in just a second. They're like these little mini guys, and they're so cute. I'm going to have to think of some fun things to do, some really fun things to do with them. I had a little bit of a flop last night. It happens to the best of us. I wanted to make some buffalo chicken something, but I also wanted to kind of make healthy chicken nuggets. And I know you can do that with chicken tenders, but I wanted to do it with ground chicken, and I wanted to shape it into like McDonald's shape. Did you guys know that McDonald's has 4 shapes of chicken nuggets? I don't think I've actually ever eaten McDonald's chicken nuggets, but I've seen them, and there are 4 distinct shapes. There's the bow tie, the bell, the boot, and then there's another one. So anyways, I'm going to just show you. I made a double batch of these chicken nuggets, and then I baked them, and I dunked them in pork rinds, like I love to do. And then I made a second batch, and I just made them in, and I froze them, and then I put them in here. I'm going to let my my leeks and my cauliflower kind of cook a little bit, but check it out. These are my chicken nuggets. They actually taste really good. The thing about it is that I dunked them in buffalo wing sauce. Still tasted good, but I think just as plain chicken nuggets, I think that they're kind of an easy thing. And the trick is that you grate an onion. And so you don't have chunks of onion, but the onion sort of flavor goes into the chicken. Anyways, those will be for, like, I love doing stuff like this because I can make these. I made a double batch. So we had them for last night, and then I made these. So we'll have these. I could just pull them out of the freezer at any time and get those taken care of. Oh, I have one more cauliflower to do. Then I'm going to put my my broth over this, and I'm going to let it just simmer and get that nice and soft. And then I'll use my favorite tool, my trusty emulsion blender. This was like 25 bucks on Amazon, and of course I had to get pink. One of my favorite tools. So I'm going to get the rest of my cauliflower in here. I've got my waffle maker going. It only takes like 2 seconds to heat up. I've got my eggs and my ham situation over there. That you can do any way you want. You can wrap it in bacon. You can use deli turkey if you wanted to. Let's see. I'm going to just get this cutting board out of the way because I don't think I need to use that anymore. We're going to stir this baby up. We're going to get that nice and coated. We're going to add 4 cups of chicken stock. I just got some new lipstick and some new lip gloss. It's so dry here, so I put on some new lip gloss, and it's like my hair is sticking to it. I was trying to be glamorous for you guys. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to just, where's my thing? I'm going to just show you my leeks are nice and soft. Can you guys see that? My leeks are nice and soft, and the cauliflower is nice and coated. And so I am going to pour, this is 4 cups of chicken stock. I like to use Kettle and Fire. That is a brand of ready-made chicken stock. And I just keep boxes of it around. When I run out, I like to use my Better Than bouillon, which is, I just add water to that. Okay, so now all of our veg is totally covered. I actually think I'm going to add just a splash more of water. I didn't really measure the cauliflower, so I probably had a little bit more than was called for, but okay, so we're all of our stuff is totally, all of our veg is totally covered. I'm going to give it a little splash of salt and pepper. Get that nice and seasoned. I don't know, this is probably like a quarter of a teaspoon. Cracked pepper, and then I'll do a teaspoon of, that's a half a teaspoon. There's another half a teaspoon of just coarse salt. Give it a little stir. We're going to get this to go to a boil, and then I'm going to reduce it to like a really nice simmer, and I'll cover it for like 15, 20 minutes while I'm doing all my other stuff. And that's like it. That is the easiest soup, and it gets pureed into this sort of velvety, creamy, thick, yumminess on a cold night like this is great. I know that most people don't live in Southern California that are watching. You live all over the world, so I know it's much colder other places, but I'm a little bit of a wimp here, so this is cold for me, and it's only getting colder. We're also going to add to the soup just a tiny bit of xanthan gum. I forgot to do that. I'm going to do that a little bit later when it does its thing. Let's get our egg situation going. I'm only going to make 6 of these because I don't know how many people are going to actually eat this. You can freeze these, but I don't have too many people eating here this week. So I grabbed, and I'm also not a huge ham eater, but I like the ham and the egg. It gives it a nice, I don't know, like the saltiness to it is great. So I got this like no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives, no nitrates. This is a smoked ham, and I got the ultra thin slice, and I'm going to put 2 slices of ham in each cup. Ooh, it's thin. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 in and then go crosswise so that it kind of hangs over the edge on both sides, and it's going to look like a little tulip. It'll be super cute. Let's do this. After I get the ham in, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese on the bottom, and then we will crack an egg in each one of these. Now, you can do whole eggs if you want, or you can scramble the eggs and then, like add things to the scrambled eggs. You can add onions and peppers. Those do add carbs, but I was just telling my girlfriend today, if you want to be strict keto, you really need to watch those kinds of carbs. And if you want to stay in ketosis and be in weight loss mode, you really need to know that cilantro has a few carbs in it, and red onion has a few carbs in it. Now, it's not like eating pizza carbs, but you just need to be aware of that. I am not in weight loss mode. This is just lifestyle for me. So I don't really count those carbs too seriously, if that makes sense. Okay, so look at how pretty these are. Let me just show you. Look at how cute those are. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of cheese to each of those. Let's get the ham out of the way. I'm going to wash my hands. We're going to put a little bit of cheese in each of the ones. You can use any kind of cheese you want, whatever works for you. If you have pepper jack, or I wouldn't use goat. I think goat would probably be too soft. I'm just using a blend here. Now my hands are all wet. Okay, there we go. I'm just using a little blend, and I'll probably put like just a little pinch in the bottom of each, and that's probably I'm going to say that's like a teaspoon of cheese in each one, because we're going to put the egg in, and then we're going to put a little bit of cheese on top of each one of these. Again, you could add mushrooms, or, I mean, kids usually just like eggs and cheese, but if you want to get like a really good protein in for your kids, this is great. Plus the, when you scramble the eggs, we're going to put that to the side. When you scramble the eggs, oh, that looks fantastic. You don't, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but my soup is boiling, and I'm going to crank that down. We're going to bring it to a simmer. So that's at a simmer. We're going to let that go for like 15, 20 minutes. And then we'll go. So I'm doing this with whole eggs because I like the yolks to be a little bit soft. And but if you have kids that either don't like the yolk, or you want to hide the yolk, or you don't want that, then just scramble them in like a little measuring cup and then pour them in. So we're going to do 1 egg for each. Gotta have a little system here. We're going to do 1 egg for each cup. Ooh, that looks fantastic. It'll sink on down as it cooks. And these are so great because they look, and these would be great for like a Sunday brunch for people, because you can kind of make these ahead. I would, if I pulled these out of the fridge, I would microwave them for like 15 seconds, just see how it goes. The eggs are tricky when you put them in the microwave. You got to watch that you don't that they don't explode in the microwave. I'm being totally serious, because you do not want to have egg all over the walls of your microwave. Trust me on that. Trust me. I specifically decided not to make dessert tonight. I had 2 reasons. Number 1, I feel like I've been eating and making way too many desserts, so I'm trying to cool it. I have so much stuff in my freezer right now. It's crazy. And I just have to say a huge shout out to my boyfriend. Last night I looked at him and I was like, oh, I really want a peanut butter bar. And he's like, and he knows that I'm trying to like knock it off a little bit. And so he was like, honey, just have a little soda. So I was like, you know what? You're right. And I grabbed a soda and I went to bed happy that I did not indulge. And oh, is that my guy? Oh, there's Peter Bromley. Hi, Peter. Oh, and I love Peter Evans. Hi. Okay, so hi guys. I have a little bit of cheese on each one of these babies, and for that, the cheese is all done. So I want to show you what these look like. I've got my oven going at 400 degrees. Look at those pretty things. Aren't those great? So I'm going to pop these in the oven. These will go in for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to check them. I might need a couple extra minutes, but we're just going to pop those in here, and those will be super pretty. And then I might even want to put the broiler on towards the end. I don't want my yolk to get too hard, but it just depends on how you like it. Okay, so we're going to do timer. Let's go for 10 minutes. You guys, we're like cooking here so fast. We might be done early and let's go get a cocktail or something. On to our pizza chaffles. So here's the thing about these pizza chaffles. There's nothing too much different about these chaffles than all the other chaffles. We're just going to add a little bit of oregano, and we're going to add the mini pepperoni, and we're going to use a mix of mozzarella cheese and cheddar cheese. And then after they're done, we will dip them in my favorite tomato sauce. Rayo's tomato sauce is the best. Peter Bromley is making funny comments right now. Rayo's is the best. It's a little bit expensive, so if you can get it on sale, sometimes at Bed Bath & Beyond, I can get this stuff on sale, plus my 20% off coupon, and I love that. Okay, so our soup is doing its thing. We're going to do half Ooh, I have an itch. We're going to do half mozzarella cheese, half the cheddar. Where's my measuring cup? You guys, I'm so not prepared. You have no idea the anxiety that I have as I'm getting ready for this. It's not about the cooking that I get anxiety about, but my computer literally was crashing at 6:13, and I'm like, I'm supposed to go live at 6:15. Crazy. One of these days I'm going to get a new computer. And it's amazing the stuff that I get done on this computer that is literally on its last legs. But all in good time. So we're going to do a half a cup of mozzarella and a half a cup of this cheddar jack blend. Cheddar jack blend. We're going to do 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons of, where's my, oh, there it is. 2 tablespoons of almond flour. We're going to do a sprinkle of garlic powder and like a half a teaspoon of oregano. And that'll give it sort of that like Italian sort of flavor. This last week I had a fun post. My best friend Ashley has been talking to me about making almond cakes forever. Ever. And I was like, almond cakes, I don't know. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to try it. So I made these almond cakes, and it kind of reminded me of what an Italian grandmother would make. We used to go to Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. I think it's in the Bronx. Yeah, it's in the Bronx. Can somebody confirm that for me? And it was like Little Italy, and we would go there right before the holidays, like right about now, and we'd get all of our holiday foods at Arthur Avenue, and it would be something that I would have gotten there. And anyways, it reminded me of all these sort of traditional Italian things. So I'm kind of getting into that. The recipe for those almond cakes, it's so funny. I sent Ash a picture that I just took with my iPhone, and she was like, oh, that's so cute. And then I made another batch, and I took pictures with my professional camera. Oh my God. She was like, I want those. And I was like, they're the same thing. They're the exact same thing. So don't be fooled by, pictures, because, while they're all the same thing, there's some pretty fancy behind the scenes lighting and staging and all that sort of stuff. So those are pretty. Those are up on the website, and they're only 3 grams per. I made them in a little mini muffin cups, so they're great for like portion control. Those are great for breakfast too. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to, oh, I forgot to show you. Look at my little pepperonis. Aren't they cute? Let's see. I am gonna add some of the pepperonis to the actual batter, because they're going to cook in there, and it's great because they'll get crispy also. I'm going to add, let's do a half of a cup of these little babies. Look at how cute these are. They're like little mini guys. They're so cute. So we'll put a half a cup of pepperonis, those mini guys. If you can't find the mini ones, don't worry about it. Use larger pepperonis. Just cut them into strips or cut them into quarters. Really, it's just for the flavor. And these are so cute. I can't even stand it. Look at how cute those are. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Hi. Hi, Lori. And who is that? Oh, hi, Kelly. Okay, so if you guys remember, Chaffles go in the waffle maker for like 5 minutes. So we're going to do a quick, and I'm going to make, this is a double batch. So I'm going to use, instead of making little mini Chaffles, this is like a meal. So I'm going to do half now. So I'm only going to make 2 pepperoni pizza Chaffles, because I think this is what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. And then Peter can have one of these for lunch tomorrow. Would that be fun? It's so funny. Every morning we lay in bed and we're like, what are we gonna have for lunch today? And it's like a whole menu. It's super fun. Okay, so that is going in for 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes left on this. Those are coming together very nicely. Let's take a look at our soup. See if our cauliflower is soft enough. Because if it is, we're gonna get ready to puree this baby. Almost ready. The kitchen just smells amazing, you guys. I had somebody when I posted that I was going to be making all this stuff tonight, I had somebody say, hey, can I Postmate? And come over, and I said, you know what? If you're ever in the area when we go live, come on over. My mom and dad are probably going to come sometime, maybe even my kids, and we'll do like a live show. It'll be super fun. So the cauliflower, I'm going to let that go for just a tiny bit longer. We're going to put you know what we're going to do? I'm going to sift in the xanthan gum right now. Now, you don't have to use xanthan gum. Now, if you haven't already seen this, I bring this out every single time. This is my old pickle jar. I love to repurpose things. And xanthan gum, I bought this bag of xanthan gum probably like a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. You just need a little tiny bit. It adds it's a thickener, and it's made from vegetable fibers. And we're just gonna do a half of a teaspoon. Trust me, do not think that more is better, because you will end up with glop. I promise you. I promise. You just need a tiny bit. And I've suffered the consequences. And you also want to sprinkle it around like pixie dust, because it tends to clump. Again, you don't need to use this because you're going to get the thickness from the puree of cauliflower, but it just adds just a little touch. And because I have it, I want to use it. Again, you don't have to. Let's take a look how my pepperoni. Oh, that's still doing its thing. I'm going to let it go. Okay, so this is done. This is done. We're going to put that lid back on there, and we're going to let that go for just a few more minutes. I'm going to check on my egg cups. You guys, we're almost done. This is crazy. The egg cups are looking amazing. Okay, let me show you some stuff that I made, because I made these this morning. I know I'm a little crazy, but I had to, because I was having a hankering. So I made some chocolate banana popsicles. Now, I think I've shown you guys, where are they? I have popsicle molds. However, hi, Atsuko. I have popsicle molds, but not everybody has popsicle molds, number one. Number two, these are actually much easier. I actually prefer these. They're cheaper. The paper just tears right off. Once these are fully frozen, I'm going to dump these into a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to label them and toss them into the back of my freezer. And there's my chocolate banana popsicles. I have like 10 variations of chocolate. I've got chocolate banana, chocolate coconut, chocolate mocha, chocolate, I don't know. I have a couple different other chocolate ones. Oh, we know what that is. That is our egg cups. Let's check it out. They're getting there. They're very close. I think I'm going to do like for 3 or 4 more minutes, and then we'll check them one more time. I'm getting a little nervous. My our pepperoni pizza chaffles looks so amazing. I'm going to let it go for just a little bit longer, because I love it when it's like super crispy. And then we will do a little cup of marinara sauce, and then we'll dip it in there, and that'll be my dinner. Super, super easy. And even if you don't eat them all when you make them, you can put them in the freezer or in the fridge and use them for later. Okay, let's get this baby out of the way. I think I'm getting close to pureeing our soup. Let's check it out. Oh my God, it smells so good. I also buy disposable soup containers in bulk. I know most people don't do that because they're not crazy like me, but it's great to have them because if I put all of my soups into the freezer, then when I need Tupperware throughout the week, all my stuff is in the freezer. So I keep those and then I can give those things away. So this is my handy dandy emulsion blender. I'm going to turn the heat off. You be very careful with this because you've got super hot soup here and this blade is going to be going fast. So you want to make sure that the blade is immersed all the time. And then you pull up on the blade just a little bit. Do not break the surface because then you'll have soup flying everywhere and it would not be pretty or feel very good. So here we go. I'm going to just puree this around. This is going to turn into a beautiful creamy soup. After we're done with this, we'll taste it for seasoning. I don't think we're going to need any. I can kind of already tell that it's got a nice flavor to it. The stock that I use, I have a link on my website for a discount. I think it's like 10 or 20% off. It's under shop or under resources or something like that. If you want the discount code, just private message me and I'll make sure that you get it. This is coming together so nicely. And it's a really super easy dinner to make. And if you make double of this, you can pull it out of the freezer and reheat it. You guys, that's it. We're done. Okay, so I am going to just add a splash of cream. Oh, and then check this out. To get this clean, you just take this part off, and then you can put this right into the dishwasher. So we're going to take that. Oh, my eggs. Oh, my God. I totally forgot about them. Uh-oh. Ooh. Do I want to leave those in for one more minute? I'm going to leave them in for 30 more seconds. I'm going to quickly, where's my whisk? Here's my whisk. Okay, so my soup is beautiful and pureed and velvety. And this is a half a cup of heavy cream. That just gives it a nice finishing touch. And there is my soup. Okay, I have to move fast because I don't want my eggs to overcook. I think those are good. No, sorry. Just work with me here. I think I have like 30 more seconds, maybe a minute more. Our soup is done. Okay, let's check our chaffle. This is fantastic. Check this out. Oh, ow! Look at that! It's got little mini pepperonis in it. I wish you could see them. Well, they're so cute. They're so cute. Okay, so we're going to let this cool off a little bit. We're going to put the other half in here. This pepperoni pizza chaffle is like, it's almost like, do you remember Hot Pockets or those freezer meals? Like, this could replace it. Put that in for five minutes. That is going. Let's check our eggs. I think, oh, those are, have you guys ever heard the term jammy eggs? That's what I got going on here. This is, okay, that's off. Now, for all the pictures that you see, they'll sprinkle some green herbs on these and some flake salt. But I think these actually look pretty good. So these are my ham and egg breakfast cups. And I actually don't eat breakfast. ever, almost ever. But I will pack those will go into my fridge, and I'll pack 2 of these in a little Ziploc bag, and I'll take them to work. And I would even eat them cold because it's kind of like a hard-boiled egg once you get it that way. So those, can you see? Yay! Those are my ham and egg breakfast cups. Again, you can use any kind of deli meat, any kind of cheese. You can scramble the eggs. These are so easy. You know, people are always like, you know, I need something quick on the go. And I can't think of anything quicker than something like this. And it's super easy. Once these are all cooled, I will take a little knife and I'll run it around the edge, and then I'll gently loosen them out of here, and then I'll let them fully cool and put them in the fridge. And then we'll have those for another time. Okay, our soup is done. I'm going to do a little taste of this so we can just see that my flavor, that my flavor profile is good. I think it is. I'm pretty confident. If not, that's okay. We'll add a little salt. You get just a ton of flavor from the leeks and from the stock and the, ooh, really, really, really good. It doesn't need anything. It's so, so, so perfect. Okay. I'm wondering, should I show you what it looks like in a little, I'll do like a little cup of it. I'll have a little cup. Now, if you wanted to get fancy, you could sprinkle like some crumbled bacon on top, or you could sprinkle some, you know, like some chopped parsley or chopped chives. But this is just a great, easy, heartwarming soup to enjoy on a cold winter's night. I'm also going to just show you what our chaffle looks like. We're going to cut this in half. And again, you can just eat this just like it is, but look at my cute little pepperoni sticking out there. So cute. It's like a pepperoni pizza. It's the best. I love it. We're all done. Was that like the quickest dinner ever? I made 3 things. I've got food for like the next 4 days. And we're all done. Thank you so much for joining me on the Kellie Kitchen. If you want to see me on any social, if you have any questions, go to the Kellie Kitchen on Instagram, subscribe to YouTube, hit the bell or whatever you're supposed to do. If you have any questions or comments, or if you have anything on your wish list that you would like to see me make, then let me know. And thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye.